Things your students may not know.
So here's something that happens a lot when students are working in Google Docs and they are working with a partner and they need to share their document. They'll go to share their document, but they never named the document. So they'll get this message, name before sharing. They won't read this, but in their head, they're just focusing on sharing with the person. So they're starting to type that person's email. And then once they hit that, they get the sharing thing again, and it gets really confusing. So what you want to do is, first of all, make sure you always remind them to name the document first. Okay, and hit enter or click away to make sure that that's locked in. Then go to share. And then the other thing I mentioned in part 1, when you have them type, you need to make sure they're typing the @ symbol. I'm going to get out of this. Make sure they're typing the @ symbol. I've actually had kids type in the word @ So you want to make sure that they understand how to make that @ Explore some things to do with text. One of the things that hopefully most of your students know how to do is change the font. I do want to warn you, they get confused that this is the font just because they see the name of the font. But once they explore it a couple times, they're pretty good. I think I mentioned this in the last video. Make sure that they're hovering over. One of the other things that we want to clarify for them is the difference between when you're changing the text color and the highlight color, because they might mix those two up. And the highlight color and the text color. And a lot of times they'll accidentally make them a little too close in color, and then you have a situation where you can't read it. So you just want to caution them on that. Another thing with text that you really want to make sure they know how to do is how to highlight. This is tricky. You have to remind them that whatever section they want to highlight, they have to start at the beginning or start at the end. A lot of times kids will try to start in the middle, and then they'll highlight once and they'll try to fix it. And then they could go back and forth like this and get really frustrated. So make sure we review with them, highlight from the front or highlight from the bottom. And then what to do with something that we've highlighted is to be really careful. What I find kids do so many times is they'll highlight something and then they'll think, well, I'm just going to go over here now, and they'll accidentally drag it, not realizing that that's something that they can do. But one of the first things we want to teach them is that edit, undo, and also how to do Control Z or Command Z. Another thing you want to do with highlighting is how to copy. You can do Control C or Command Z, or you could right click and copy. You want to go over with them the difference between copy and cut. Remember, copy, it doesn't go away. I'm just going to make another copy, obviously. And the difference between that and cut. And that cut gets rid of it so that I can move it somewhere else. A lot of kids may not realize that when you use one of these pull-down menus, like the edit, or use a right-click menu, if you're trying to learn keyboard shortcuts, check them out. They're all right here for you. Another cool thing that you can work on with text is work with lists. So we have bulleted lists and numbered list. Let me just click a bulleted list, and I'm just making a list of just a couple things I might want to write about. I can't think of anything right now. And so that's pretty cool. Again, things that you have to tell them they may not know is how to get another bullet is just making sure that your cursor, and again, they should get used to looking for that blinking line for the cursor. You hit enter, that takes you to the next line that gives you new bullets. Now, you want to get fancy. Next to the bullet tool, there's a little arrow, And there's all different kinds of bullets. So you can pick different styles of bullets if you want. Now, one more thing about getting fancy with bullets, in addition to highlighting that and changing it here, you can also go to Format, go to Bullets and Numberings, go to List Options, and click More Bullets. Then you're here in the special characters. You can even choose, they have all different kinds of things. Something that might be fun is emojis. And now my list has blue hearts. The thing I want to show everybody in Google Docs is in the Tools menu. There's a couple cool things that you can use, like a dictionary that's built right in, a word count, which is pretty cool because you could have a check on how many words you have, how many characters you have so far. And another thing you probably are aware of, you doing the spelling and grammar check. Another feature from the Tools menu is the Explore option. So if I hit Explore, it's going to look at the text that I have and try to give me some suggestions. So basically it connects with Google's search feature. And it's pretty intuitive. It can tell who I'm writing about. It can offer me some good ideas for pictures. But also, if I wanted to look up something specific, I can do it right through Google Docs. I don't have to go open a new tab and go and do another search. I can search and stay right in here, get the information I need. Web pages are available, images are available. If there's another report that I had written, it'll search my drive for me. So there's lots of different things that I can do right through Google Docs by going to Tools and Explore. So still working in the Tools menu, let's check out a tool that's going to help our students. One of the things that holds them back a lot is keyboarding skills. So if I had a student that had to type a short story or an essay with this much in it, it might take them an hour just to get through all that text. Now, we definitely want to continue to work on their keyboarding skills. And of course, I'll have other videos about that eventually. But in the meantime, and this is another way, especially kids that we have to adapt things for, let's talk about how to get your typing to text or speech to text here in a Google Doc. So I'm going to use Tools, and I'm going to go here to where it says Voice Typing. Now, the first time you do this, you'll probably get a menu that pops up, so you have to allow the microphone. And then you just have the microphone. Super easy. Click to speak. Once upon a time, there lived a happy princess who wanted a turtle. And as you can see, that is pretty close. One thing I want to go over with the kids, though, is making sure that it's just there to get all your thoughts out, but you still want to go in and edit because it's definitely not perfect. So there might be some spelling errors or some words that the computer didn't hear the right way. But that's definitely going to help them, especially if it's a kind of project where they have a lot of writing to do.